Welcome back, everybody. It's Rustic. This is another episode of Raw Stocks. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Tesla's chart. We're going to look at where price came from, where price ended today, and where price is likely to head tomorrow and into the rest of the week. Had a nice bullish day on Tesla, and we'll dig into it as we look into the charts. But before we get started, don't forget to check out the link in the description below where you can find a link to the Raw Stocks Trading Discord, free to join as a regular member, upgrade to premium. There's a link as well. Currently running a 50% off promo using code RAWSTOCKS if you want access to the premium callouts. Today we did well over $500 in callouts. We are currently in a trade that's at $800 in profit. Didn't make it into the callout section specifically, but did post it in the chat. And we had traders that followed it, currently up nicely if they did. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts though before we get too deep into it. We got Tesla's daily chart open. A couple different things we've been talking about, right? We've been talking about this order block down here. We've been talking about the order block that's down below it, right? That we set our equal lows. We have not dug into it. We also were talking about this. We changed it to orange. Was a bearish fair value gap. Closed it today. Inverted fair value gap now. We got our 20 period moving average that we're above. We held the support as we tested it today, and then we held it and we rallied above it. We had yesterday's previous day high. Currently above it, closed above it. Drawing on the liquidity from April 4th, we got our high, did not close above it, but took it out, closed just right below it, right? Couldn't hold above it, but not a bearish signal, just means that we drew on the liquidity and we came back down a little bit, right? We also have other previous day highs from March 28th that we just fell short of hitting. And we have another previous day high at 181.92 from back on March 27th. But those are where liquidity sits, as well as our above fair value gap, our bearish fair value gap that we failed to deliver into, and we're going to rally back up, and looks like we'll draw on some additional liquidity that's inside that bearish fair value gap. Now, also on the daily chart, we have our RSI pointed up. We're back at 50. We're above the moving average on the RSI, and we're pointed up. That's a bullish sign as well. So we have our smart money concepts and we have retail indicators that are both telling us the same thing. So there's confluence in the bull case scenario right now, right? And then we also have our Fibonacci levels where we took our previous low up to our previous high, and then we came back down and we tested that low, right? But those Fib extension levels are still good. And we have our zero extension, our minimum objective back at 184.24. Then we have our 27% extension at 190.54. We have our 62% extension at 198.70. All of those in and around that bearish fair value gap, all of them a possibility. Beyond that, we got our symmetrical swing extension at 207.57, right? And then we have our two standard deviations at 230.90. Now, that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that more if we get closer, but we can use those Fibonacci levels to anticipate where price might be going if we continue to head up. Now, let's jump into the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart also giving us bullish looks, right? We're, nearly into the oversold or the overbought territory above 70. We're pointed up still. We're above the moving average on the RSI. We're above the 20 period moving average on the 1 hour chart, right? We also see a better look at that fair value gap getting inverted. You can see we try to push up on some of those levels, right? We broke through the first level, pushed up on the second, ended up falling back, right? Fell back to a level right there, previous day high, right? Tested it, bounced off of it. So definitely a good look for the bull case scenario. We're not too far overextended off the 20 period. So maybe we roll back and test it again before we look to take out another level. Maybe we just catch some more rocket rides as we start to look out and break these levels that we just talked about to the upside. But definitely a bullish look, definitely looking for us to continue to push up higher. Now we're going to drop to the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, also bullish look above the 20 period. Also RSI pointed up, right? We have those levels, same levels we talked about. Caught that nice ride right out of the gate, dropped down, kind of toyed with the 15-minute 20 period moving average, but ultimately closed above it with a nice 15-minute close candle into the end of the day, right? So it's still a good look for Tesla. We'll be looking to break today's high, 179.17 tomorrow, right? And then we push up to that 179.60, that 180, that 182.10, that 184.29, and then into that fair value gap. We got our extension level, then we got consequent encroachment at 191.56. So all areas that we could push up to in the next couple days, potentially into next week. We do have CPI and PPI coming out tomorrow, so do be aware of that. It definitely can shift the market, or it can continue to push Tesla up. Either way, we'll be watching those reports coming out very closely as those drop for pre-market. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to drop into the 1 minute chart. We're going to take a look at some of the trades we took today. So on the 1 minute chart, what I want to look at is just today's price action, right? And what I want to identify is that we took a couple different trades here, a little late to the entry, but no big deal. They were still really nice trades. If you look at today's open at 9:30, okay, we traded down a little bit right to an order block. We popped up. We get a above the 20 period on the 1 minute. We get a bullish fair value gap that trades back into it. We get another breakup candle. We get another bullish fair value gap. We trade back into it, right? We get another breakup candle, another fair value gap. That's where I got my entry. Okay. And then my target was a previous level that I had on the chart, 177, right? We also had 178.30. And so I ended up taking the exit somewhere around here, ended up running a little bit higher, left some money on the table. No big deal. Ended up hitting target as expected. Never got stopped. It's a good trade nonetheless, right? Then we wait for price to top. We see RSI overextend. We see our price come back up, set a relative equal high with a RSI divergence, a bearish RSI divergence, right? I use my smart money concepts to mark off this previous candle high. You see, as we came down, we popped right back up to that level I had on my chart. Then we get a bearish fair value gap, right? And so at that point in time, I was into a short and ran the short back down. I don't exactly remember where I closed it, but it was a nice trade as well. Nice scalp or intraday, trade for the traders that followed that. I think I might have exited as we came down to this fair value gap because that's where liquidity is. It's oftentimes where you might see a bounce. You see, we went through that. We traded back and forth. Ultimately, we dumped a little bit further. Now, I tried a long entry down here as I saw a lower low, right? And then I saw an inverted fair value gap. Okay, I took my entry. It did run into profit about $100. I didn't take the exit because I was looking for about a 10% profit on that trade. And I didn't hit it. And I ended up getting stopped out for minus $25 on that trade. Waited a little bit longer. I don't think I took any more trades at that point in time. Then I got into another long somewhere over here. Again, I don't remember exactly where it was, but if we're looking at that trade, I think it's somewhere in this general area, right? And I did tell the traders in the Discord, I said, we're going to probably look at swinging this position. And so I'm willing to let the stop run a little bit deeper from where I entered, right? The trade did go negative as we traded down here, and I allowed for that to go negative because it did not get to my stop loss, right? Maybe if you were following in the Discord, you got a better entry down here than I got up here. But nonetheless, we had this kind of rally into the PM session, into close, right? But it did not get to my ultimate target. My target is much bigger. This is not the correct target. So my ultimate target is back to the 179.17, which was today's high. You can see we didn't quite get there, but that's where I'll be looking to close some of the position. Okay, I have 10 contracts. Be looking to close 5 there, run another and up to the next extension if we get there. And I will close, probably 3 and leave 2 more runners to go to the 62%. And if we look like we're falling apart anywhere within there, I'll close the trade. Either way, the minimum target is a 3.84 RVR, right? Then we get to a 5.69. Ultimately, my close, full close will be at 8 to 1 RVR. And basically, it doesn't end up holding any risk because it's so much in profit that you start to trail your stop up to break even or even into profit, and then just close the trade if it looks like it's going sideways. Either way, really nice trade that we're in, and that is, again, provided in the Rostock's Discord. Links in the description below. Hopefully this has been really insightful for you guys. If it has, please take a minute, smash a like, subscribe, share with all your friends. The YouTube's growing nearly at 600 subscribers. The Discord's growing rapidly, so we appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys in the trading rooms. Good luck tomorrow.